Imagine being able to recall anything you study instantly. No blankouts during exams, no forgetting formulas, no rereading the same page 5 times. That's exactly what Japanese students are trained to do. And today you're going to learn their secrets. Japanese students are some of the most disciplined and effective learners in the world. But it's not because they're born with photographic memories. It's because they train their brains to remember better, smarter, and faster. And you can too. Here's how. 1. Active recall, the brain workout. Japanese students don't passively read. They challenge their brain. Instead of rereading a textbook or copying notes for the 10th time, they close the book and ask themselves questions. What did I just learn? What are the key points from this chapter? Can I explain this in my own words? For example, let's say you're studying the process of digestion. After reading it once, close your book and try to write down the steps from memory. Even better, try to explain it out loud, like you're teaching a friend. This technique makes your brain retrieve information, and that's what strengthens memory. Think of it like doing push-ups for your brain. The more you recall, the stronger it gets. Second, spaced repetition. Don't cram, train. Cramming might help you remember something for a day, but if you want to actually retain knowledge long-term, use spaced repetition. Japanese students schedule their reviews like this. Day 1, learn it. Day 2, quick review. Day 4, review again. Day 7, another check-in. Day 14, one final review. Each time you come back to the material, it gets more deeply embedded in your brain. There are even apps like Anki or Quizlet that automate this for you. They show you flashcards right before you're about to forget them, so your brain gets maximum retention with minimum effort. 3. Visualization. Make it stick with images. Japanese students are taught to visualize everything they learn. Why? Because the brain is wired to remember pictures better than words. If you're studying anatomy, draw the organs, even if it's a rough sketch. If you're learning chemistry, turn a boring equation into a story or a symbol. For example, to remember that the heart has 4 chambers, picture a small room with 4 doors, each one leading to a part of the body. Simple. Visual, easy to recall. The more bizarre, emotional, or colorful your mental image, the stronger it sticks. 4. The Feynman technique. Learn by teaching. Here's a powerful truth. If you can't teach it simply, you don't understand it deeply. Japanese students often study in groups, but instead of just reading notes together, they take turns, explaining topics to each other like teachers. You can do this too. After learning something, try to explain it in the simplest words possible, as if you were teaching a 10-year-old. Try this. Finish a study session, then grab a notebook and write out the topic in your own words, step by step, like you're writing a mini textbook. Wherever you get stuck or feel confused, that's what you need to review. 5. Mnemonics and memory palaces, turning info into stories. Japanese learners often use mnemonics, little tricks to memorize lists, sequences, or definitions. For example, to remember the colors of the rainbow, they might use a phrase like Richard of York gave battle in vain. Red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, violet. But they go a step further. They use memory palaces. This method dates back to ancient Greece, and it still works. Here's how. Think of a place you know well, your bedroom, your kitchen, your school. Now, imagine placing information in different spots in that space. Let's say you're memorizing 5 historical events. Place one on your bed, another on your desk, a third on your bookshelf, and so on. When you want to recall them, just walk through that space in your mind. It's like organizing your memory on a shelf, and you can retrieve it anytime. 6. Focused study blocks, the Pomodoro advantage. Japanese students don't grind for 5 hours straight. Instead, they study in short, focused bursts, like the Pomodoro technique. 25 minutes of deep focus, 5-minute break, repeat. Why? Because the brain can only focus at full power for short periods. After that, attention drops and memory suffers. During those 25 minutes, they remove distractions. No phones, no tabs, no multitasking, just pure concentration. That's what creates quality study time. 7. Environment and ritual, studying with intention. Walk into a Japanese classroom or library. It's quiet, clean, and intentional. The environment is calm, and so is the mind. You don't need a fancy setup, just a clean desk, good lighting, and a quiet space. Some Japanese students even light a candle or listen to instrumental music to signal study mode. Small rituals like this tell your brain it's time to focus. 8. Consistency over intensity. Here's something powerful. They don't rely on motivation, they rely on systems. Instead of studying only when they feel like it, they schedule it. They make it a habit. 30 minutes a day, every day, beats 5 hours once a week. So let's recap the Japanese memory method. Now ask yourself, What if you used just 3 of these starting today? What if you stopped cramming and started training your memory like a skill? The truth is, you don't need to be born with a genius brain. You just need the right techniques and the willingness to try. You can remember more, you can learn faster, you can rise higher, train your memory, train your mind. And remember, the top students aren't always the smartest. They're the ones who learn how to learn. So start now. Because the next time someone says, "Wow, how do you remember all that?" you'll smile because now you know the secret. That's it for today. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe to my channel and let me know what you'd like to see next.